Shalom, today is July 4th and we're in day 272 of the war in Israel. Israelis, when they open up the newspapers today in Yediot and in Haaretz, there's an advertisement or announcement about a new book that's coming out, and it's called Mr. Abandonment, Mar Hafkara. So this is a book published by the Forum of the Families of the Hostages. It is against Benjamin Netanyahu, and it says this is a book that will arrive to every house in Israel. This is the legacy of the one who has abandoned the hostages. That's the headline of the book, Mar Hafkara, Mr. Abandonment. Sefer Chova, must to read. So I'm showing this, I was debating if to show it to you or not, but it is the front of the page in both of these. And these are the feelings, the true, very hard feelings of some of the hostages of some of the families of the hostages, that Mr. Netanyahu is not doing everything he can to release their loved ones who are in captivity in Gaza still, 120 still in captivity. So the news headlines is that there's a ma'avak, a struggle between the security forces, Ma'arech Bitachon, to the government concerning the iska, the deal, the hostage exchange or release deal by Hamas, because Hamas has given an answer. Next headline, Bemoto Hetzil Chaim. In his death, he saved lives. We'll see about the terror attack that happened yesterday. And a senior leader of Hezbollah in Lebanon was assassinated very precisely yesterday in Lebanon. And Eli fell in Gaza, in the battles in Gaza yesterday as well. So we open the front page. There's a cartoon where Hezbollah is shooting the IDF. We see here Gallant, the defense minister of Israel. It's fire on both sides, explosions. We see missiles and unmanned aerial vehicles. Yet, Gallant, the Israeli defense minister, says, we're not interested in war. And Nasrallah, the head of Hezbollah, says, neither are we. Yet the war is happening. I'm turning the page to the main article. It's about the terror attack that happened yesterday, a stabbing attack that happened in Karmiel. Karmiel is not far from Haifa, a big city, in what's relatively the north of Israel. And the headline reads, Alexander HaPatsua harag et HaMechabel vehitmotet, meaning Alexander the injured killed the terrorist and collapsed. And we can see in the video that was released yesterday that this 20-year-old Arab Israeli from an Arab village near Karmiel comes into the mall, which was full of people, and stabs from behind Alexander and his friend. Alexander falls. He gets up, he shoots him, and he falls again, and he loses his life. He shot the terrorist, and the terrorist died as well. His mother said she's very proud of him. At first, she didn't believe it was him who was attacked. Here he is. This is the Mechabel, the terrorist, Jawad Rabia. His family works in the mall, and they were all arrested, trying to find out what led him to do this and who else was connected. So it says terror within the mall, terror in the mall, terror b'toch hakenyon. The headline on the left, Eli, he was the only son to his mom, and she was a single mom. He was injured in Gaza a while ago. He was determined to go back to fight, and he did, yet yesterday he was killed from an anti-tank missile. He was 21 years old and lived in Kiryat Shmona, which right now is evacuated. They're saying Eli was melach haaretz, the salt of the earth. He was involved with many volunteer projects and social work, in addition to what he was doing in the military. Israel b'milchama, Israel at war. Readiness in the north, tension in the north. After Israel assassinated a senior leader in Hezbollah, dozens of rockets were shot to the Galilee as a revenge. Chisulei hatzlilim, shadow assassination, it says here. Here he is, Abu Naama. He was assassinated, and Qasem Soleimani was assassinated a while ago. And again, this shows the amazing ability of the IDF to target and hit the right people, the right time. He knew he was on Israel's target, and he was very careful about his where he was, how he moved around. Yet the IDF found him, and with an unmanned aerial vehicle, precisely hit just him with no other injured people around. This man who was assassinated was in charge of a lot of the launches and the attacks into Israel in the last few months, and perhaps even more than that. But yeah, Israel is expecting a harsh reaction from Hezbollah. Yesterday there were dozens of rockets shot into Israel, and perhaps today it will look like a escalation as well. Israel במלחמה, still התקבלה התשובה של חמאס. Hamas responded to the deal. We don't read here what is Hamas's answer. It's vague. The readers don't really understand Hamas's answer, but what is the news is that the government is not agreeing to it, while the security forces are more, it seems like they're more for this deal. A news article here about Roger Waters, the soloist of Pink Floyd in the past. He was interviewed with Morgan at Morgan's, and he is denying October 7th ever happened. He's denying there was rape of women and burning of babies, all of these things that were objectively documented. In Israel, they're calling to not broadcast Pink Floyd songs on the radio, and Israel loves Pink Floyd in general. So it's the big news, denying what happened on October 7th. Even if it's documented, really? Next story, yesterday, a family that, this is about a family that on October 7th, they were in one of the hard-hit kibbutzes in Chulit, near Gaza. On October 7th, they were shocked to see 10 armed terrorists outside in the grass. Instead of going to the safe room, the mom made a decision and said to her husband and to her children, let's go up to the small little attic upstairs. And they hid there for 11 hours with one bottle of water that finished within an hour. She took a knife with her just in case. No food. They were very, very hungry. After 11 hours, the IDF came and saved them. And this was a very wise decision because so many people died in Chulit, in their place, 14, and 11 of them were just very close neighbors to their house. Yesterday, they went back to the place where they thought on October 7th it was their last hours, and says, we sat in the attic quietly and we understood that these may be our last hours. We see here in the red circle the knife that the mom took with her up to the boydom, to the attic. Here they are, hiding. Charida, the mom, says that my children were very fearful. I wrote to my nephew in South Africa saying, we love you. I hope to see you again. The situation does not look good. I don't think we'll make it. I'm afraid. Goodbye. So praise God, they are alive and they can come back to the place alive. But we can just imagine what impact this has done on them and many other families that went through very, very similar situations on October 7th. This is it for today from Israeli Newspaper. For more stories and updates, go to allisrael.com. Follow us on our social media. Like this video if you liked it and share it with your friends and family. Shalom to you from Israel. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.